Good morning and afternoon again. This video I am going to show you a little bit about walls and how to start addressing your layout for the building that you're going to design. We're going to design a house, and I do want you to sort of follow me in what I'm doing. You can make some changes and alterations here and there, but this is mainly designed to show you how this program works. And then, of course, after we get that done, then you can start exploring, really exploring your own ideas and putting those ideas to pixels or whatever we have here. But let's just kind of do what I'm doing so you get the design ideas and everything all along with learning how to operate the software. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is kind of look at our layout, and we're going to use a residential design, and typically they're mostly rectangular or square with a little bit of features, especially up front. We'll probably add a little feature to it to make it a little bit more interesting. But we first want to go to the Architecture tab, which is right up here. Okay, and then we're going to select Walls. All right, and we're going to, the walls we select really aren't going to be the finished wall that we end up with. This is kind of like using a pencil to sort of sketch out your drawing before you add paint and color and things like that to it. So what we're going to do for our external walls, we'll just use this generic 8-inch, which is already shown. This basically has no material to it at all whatsoever. It's just a wall. It's not even concrete. We actually have to go back later and change that. But just to sketch out our home and our floor plan and things like that, we're not going to waste a whole lot of time technically deciding on the types of material that go into our building. Okay, so with the 8-inch wall, 8-inch thick wall, let's see, I'm just kind of deciding where I want to start drawing and what I want to draw. And I tell you what, I like a design that starts out like so. All right, goes across a back area. I'm kind of working on the back area of the house. And another thing to remember, and this is going to be good for your Revit certification, is understanding the direction for which Revit draws. You can draw in any direction in Revit, but Revit likes to draw in the clockwise mode, meaning that I would draw my building starting this way and then kind of going around this way in a clockwise manner. That way, all of the exterior side of your wall and the interior side of the wall are in the right place. Exterior usually has weatherproof type material on it. Interior typically has a drywall or something that you would not want to be exposed to the weather. So we want that definitely to be on the inside. So do understand if you're drawing in the clockwise fashion, then you basically are putting your interior and exterior materials in the right place. If you're drawing in the other direction, then you're going to have all of your interior material on the outside, and all of your bricks and your wood and your siding and all is going to be on the inside. All right, so keep it clockwise. Let's see, we'll draw across this way about 30 or so feet. Nothing specific. If you want to go specifically with what I have, I'm stopping there at 36 feet. And then I'm going to sort of draw a wing back here, and this is gonna affect the master bedroom and master bath. Okay, and I already have a lot of this stuff in my mind of what I'm going to do. Sometimes you might have to think a little bit longer if you don't have the experience or anything. So I kind of come off with this stuff pretty quickly. And so we really only need to go about 17, 18 feet out. Okay, and I'm going to draw it down, and I think I am going to, I very well could put the garage on this side of the house too. So that's what I'm going to plan for, is having the garage over here on the right hand side. So that is about 17 or 16 right there. So I need to draw about, well, we'll probably expand this a little bit further, but about 50. I'll take it around 50, maybe 52. All right, and then come across the front. This is the front of the house. and the front will change. It definitely won't stay a straight line like I've already got it. But once I start spacing things out, I'll know more of what I want to do. Okay. And the thing I was after there is I kind of like this back porch area where it's kind of enclosed between, like the rest of the house and then like a master bedroom area. And this just provides a little protection from the wind and maybe even neighbors, spying on you or whatever. So that's why I like to put that. It kind of closes that area in just a little bit, but of course it is open on the outside portion there. All right, so those are my external walls. Next thing I want to do is sort of indicate some interior walls. So I'm going to change my wall type, and I'm just going to change it to a generic, let's say 5. We got anything smaller? Yeah, 5. I think smallest we have. Could have swore there was wait, there is. Yeah, interior down here. So yeah, let's go with this 4 7/8. Well, it's almost 5, but 4 7/8. These are going to be my interior walls, and these walls are usually pretty much already set up. It's already set up in Revit. It's drywall with metal studs in the center. We'll probably change our studs also, so once we get into doing that. And what I'm going to do is I like to look at my house if it were a type of grid, and that helps me divide the spaces that I need as far as the rooms. And this is going to be, let's see, I'm going to say, well, we'll make it a 2-story house, and we'll actually put a lot of the bedrooms upstairs. We'll just have the master bedroom downstairs, master bedroom, living room, kitchen. Okay, so I don't need a whole lot of grid work. I'm going to start with putting a wall across here. That separates the master bedroom. And my kitchen is going to be right in here. That's what I'm thinking. And that might be a little bit too wide, but we'll go with it for now. And then this is going to be my garage area. So I'm going to come out to about 24 feet or so. And this is going to be a spacious garage. And looks like I'm actually going to take this out a few more feet because I want the garage to be a little bit wider. And then we'll just move that wall down. And that's how you move walls. You just really click on it and it tells you, just do this, move it. If it's connected to other walls, it'll stretch those walls along with it. If you don't want those walls to stretch along with it, then I'll show you something that we do later as we go to keep that from happening. And you can always pull on these grips down at the end as well and adjust the distance on that. Okay, so garage, there's a kitchen area here. This is going to be a living room right in here. You're going to walk right into the house, into the living room. And I don't even know what size I'm working with right now, but I'm going to, 30. Wow, that's going to be a pretty good size living room. I'm probably going to have the dining room in with that as well. So kitchen, dining room. So I need to go back to that wall. So when I go back into my wall tool, it's going to, default back to the wall that I was just using. If I wanted to do something different, I would have to change it. But since I'm going back to doing the same thing, the same interior walls, all I got to do is click on the wall button and that wall will already be loaded. So I am going to start some wall right here. Okay, and you see I'm still maintaining that sort of grid shape. The grid shape is good for 2 reasons. One, it's planned. It's a better way to plan out your space so that all of your space is being used, appropriately. And it's also better for structural integrity. Instead of having walls just scattered all about, you have all of your walls that are pretty much lined up in a formed, planned pattern, which will also not just structural integrity, but also add to or take away from your labor costs when it comes to putting this thing together. All right, so this is going to be a dining area, and I'm going to have like a wide opening for that dining area. I'm going to come across here, and I'm probably going to have also an office right over there. So dining area, and then an office. Maybe. Okay, so that's my downstairs. I'm going to check my living room size here again. Good big living rooms are great, but you don't want them too big because then that just means you got to buy a lot more furniture to put in them. That's a 27, so we're really pushing it there. Let's I wanted the garage. Okay, we can do this. This will actually help us add a little bit of feature to the front of the house instead of having it just straight across. What I can do is I'm going to split this wall. I'm going to use the split tool right here, split element. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to split it right down here. That way I should be able to unjoin that. Unjoin geometry, and I'm going to unjoin it from here. Now it still wants to pull it, so I'll do it like this. I'll go ahead and break that relationship, and that way I can put this wall where I want it to. All right, so now we're adding a little bit of feature to the front of our house. We got the garage here. Now the garage door is going to be on this side. I like that. We'll probably put some windows over here, even though garage really doesn't need it. Of course, it's good to have circulation in there, but we're just going to put the windows mainly for looks. And then across the front of the house, we'll have our front door. We may even do something else in here to sort of set apart the entryway. Or we may just add a big porch right here. That could be a good idea as well. So this is pretty much the downstairs as far as my plans go, my floor plan. I mean, I still need to add windows and doors, obviously. But that's 20 feet by 28. I think I'm going to make the dining room a little bit smaller as well. Let me click on that. That's 15 feet. Let's take that down to about 12. And we're going to also take this side of the house down. So we got 18 feet for that office. That's a pretty large office. We'll do it about at 11. Okay. So now things are starting to come together a little bit better. Again, I didn't want a huge living room. This is not a rich person's house. It's, just a normal, everyday, average family. So we'll keep it around that size. I may come back and even make it a little bit larger. You never know. I might change my mind. Okay, so it's still a pretty good size living room. But that would get it for my downstairs. Now, just to observe something here, I've just laid out my floor plan. I'm going to take you over here to the properties panel. Okay, and I'm going to look through here and show you a few things about a wall. Okay, so I've got that outside wall selected. And a base constraint means that the wall is constrained to level 1. It's attached to level 1, which is the ground. You can offset that if you don't want it to touch the ground for whatever reason. Right now we're not going to mess with any of that, but you can set an offset to where it will actually be above the ground. And that would come in handy in some other ways, but we're just kind of working with a basic house right now. Top constraint is unconnected. Okay, you want to leave it unconnected, and it's unconnected at 20 feet. It's unconnected at 20 feet, which basically what both of those is telling, both that information is telling me is that I don't have to do anything. I'm going to make a second floor on this, but when I add my roof is actually going to cut me off where my second level needs to be. And that's what we're going to work on the next video. Before we move into working on a second floor, we are going to work on setting our elevations.